Hey, how's it going? Today, in this video, I'm going to be showing you guys how it's still possible to build a gaming PC for under $400 like the one sitting behind me. Let's get started. So the first thing I want to get out of the way is a build like this is going to take time. It's going to take time investing into looking over Facebook Marketplace and eBay for used goods, because that's the only way you're going to get to a price point around $400 is if you're getting used materials. So the specs of this build are the GPU, an MSI GTX 970. The CPU is an AMD Ryzen 5 3600. CPU cooler is an AMD Wraith CPU Cooler. The storage is a 512GB SSD and a 2TB hard drive. The case is an NZXT H510. It has 2GB of DDR4 RAM. The power supply is an Aptiva 600 watt. And the motherboard is an MSI B550 Gaming Gen 3. So step one in the build comes in figuring out what processor you're going to go with. You're going to go with an AMD build or an Intel build. This is crucial in figuring out first because it will decide a lot of things like what kind of motherboard you're going to be able to use. So I'm going to put a list up of all of the parts that I bought for this PC, and I'm going to go through them one by one and how I acquired them. So the whole build is centered around a AMD Ryzen 5 3600. I got this off Facebook Marketplace for a mere $45. Next, I picked up the stock CPU cooler for this CPU for a mere $10. Once I had my CPU, I could then figure out what kind of motherboard I could get. So Ryzen 5 is an AM4 socket, so I ended up going with a MSI B550 Gaming Gen 3 motherboard. I waited till this motherboard was at a price point that I wanted it to be at until I purchased it. For the GPU, I got an MSI GTX 970. This I also got used off Facebook Marketplace and has been working great. For RAM, I got two 8GB sticks of DDR4 memory from Silicon Valley. These I got when they went on sale on Amazon for $22. For the SSD, I just went with a cheap 512GB from Kimetigo, and I got this on Amazon also when it hit a price point that I was comfortable with. I also got a 2TB hard drive that I bought from a garage sale. It was in a desktop computer, and I took it apart, saw that there was a 2TB hard drive in it, wiped the whole thing, and then put that as a second storage option for this computer. The case that everything is sitting in is an NZXT 510, and I also got this off Facebook Marketplace for $60. For the power supply, I went with an Aptiva 680 plus power supply. I went with a 600, even though this build was only estimated around 350 watts, so that in the future, if I wanted to get a 3060, it would have enough power to power that. So I was going to show you guys how to put a computer together, but I think there's enough tutorials on YouTube already that do a good job in showing that. So I just wanted to show you that it is still possible to build a gaming computer for less than $400, and even in today's market. Here's some gameplay of me playing. As you can see, the FPS is varying. I have it set to not exceed 164, but it would. Rocket League is a pretty lightweight game, but it seems to do being more than playable. So real quick, I wanted to jump over to PCPartPicker.com and just show you guys this build. And as we can see, PC Part Picker estimated this build to be right around $600. And if we add everything together at the price points that I purchased everything at, we got just under $400. So it is still possible to build a gaming PC that is still playing modern games in today's standards at this price point. So you just have to stay patient and look out for deals. And I will leave a link to this build in the video description. Thanks for watching. Have a good one.